What's up YouTube? It's Big Fish here with another reaction video. Today we're back with the view. We're just going to talk about the impact of Trump's trade war. It was a fantastic thing. Everybody bent the knee and crumbled as usual. Let's see what the view has to say.
The third week of the new administration is starting off with an all-out trade war against our biggest trading partners, China, Mexico, and Canada.
They all owe us money. Probably not China, but Mexico and Canada for sure. They owe us big time money. And guess what? Our military is up in Canada. I mean, our military is all around the world, but Canada, you know what's up. Don't play.
And right before the show, a 1-month pause on tariffs against Mexico was announced. But here's how Canada says they're preparing to fight back. Take a look.
I want to speak directly to Americans. Tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that, but long-term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world. We've been helping everybody for years, and to be honest, I don't think they appreciate it. So we're going to change that.
Like he said, it's a short-term pain for a long-time payoff. Yeah, everything's going to go up. Eggs are already $10. We get that buying for that if we count all those chickens. And the best part about the Trump administration, that the Biden administration wasn't, they're transparent. They're able to talk to us and tell us what's going on. They're letting us know what they're going to do, why they're doing it. This is a lovely administration. We're loving this.
And Canadian citizens showed how they felt about these tariffs at NBA and NHL games over the weekend. Take a look. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Never.
I'm sorry. And I have to say, even the conservative media is warning about the price Americans are going to pay for this. So, I mean, everybody's saying this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea, this is a bad idea. And of course, he's going to go along with it. So, how will this impact everyone? I'm not sure what that question is supposed to be, but erase that, and what do you think?
So Republicans have long been against tariffs, and there's a reason the Wall Street Journal, Rupert Murdoch's Wall Street Journal, is calling this the dumbest trade war in history.
Yep.
But I think the open question of people right now who are really nervous because these costs will fall to American consumers is
Felicity looking sexy. I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it.
this a bargaining chip for Trump because he wants to get something from these countries, or is he going to go full bore and commit to this? And there's early indications it may be a negotiating tactic. So the Mexican president, as you mentioned, came out and said there's a pause in the tariff. She's agreeing to send 10,000 Mexican troops to the U.S. border to help with border crossings. He's having a second call with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau today, see if there may be a concession there. And I would just say this. I've traveled all over the world as part of U.S. delegations in diplomacy in my previous capacity. And what makes America the most powerful nation on earth is that we have friends and allies. And it's because we engage in international trade. We don't bully our friends. We show up and give international aid. And if we stop doing that, which is what I feel like Trump is leaning into, I'm not saying that that's fully what he's doing yet. We're ceding our role of global superpower to China because they will step in, they will show up, and they will be friends to the people that we're giving not a nice signal to in Canada and elsewhere.
That Wall Street Journal article she just referenced has a line which reminds us of the old Bernard Lewis joke. It's risky to be America's enemy, but it can be fatal to be its friend. And that's what Donald Trump is doing. He is signaling to our allies, long-held allies, largest trading partners.
They're not really allies. They're more like, they're like side chicks. They're there because we benefit and they benefit. They benefit way more. Well, we benefit a little bit. We get some of their produce and whatnot, but we don't need them. We have the strongest military. Our dollar's the best. What do we need these other countries for? Aside for putting prisoners, illegal immigrants in prison over there that are criminals. Now, we might be putting some Americans over there in Guantanamo Bay or in El Salvador. That's lovely.
These are the people who vote with us in the international organizations. These are the people who send soldiers to go to war with us when we are fighting, in the Middle East, when we're fighting any sort of war. Canada sends its soldiers. These are the people that have been by us time and time again, that send their pilots and their planes to help us put out our fires, literally and figuratively. These are our...
We wouldn't need that if Gavin Newsom, if he would have listened to Trump, if he didn't tear down our dams. Like, California's a shit show. We all know this. They got riots happening over there in South California right now. I would never live in California. I thought I wanted to visit. I visit California, but living in California, you're crazy.
Our friends, and we are treating them like trash. We are bullying them. And it's as if, like, I look at this thing in Mexico and I'm thinking, okay, as if deporting good, hardworking immigrants wasn't enough. As if emboldening the racial profiling and big...
Can you put illegal in front of that migrant? Can you put illegal migrants? They're not here because they can be here. They got here because Democrats wanted more votes. And they know they ain't getting back in office for the next 20 years.
Bigotry against Latinos wasn't enough. As if revoking temporary protective status for 500,000 Venezuelans wasn't enough. As if bullying Panama wasn't enough. Now he's going to tax our tequila and avocados?
Yeah.
Some of you alcoholics need to stop drinking anyways. And we can get avocado from the Americans, from the United States. What are we talking about?
It doesn't make sense. I mean, I think it'll make sense when you want to get some tequila and it's really high. The cost of it is really high. I think that what people fail to realize, many people, is how interconnected our economies are. They're like, America first, America first. Let's make everything here. Let's do everything here. Let's be very insulated. And that sounds good. It sounds patriotic, but we are geopolitically connected.
It makes sense to do everything here because it brings more jobs to Americans. So what are we talking about? Why would we want to outsource everything when we could just do it in-house? Have you ever went to a restaurant and they make everything in-house? Isn't that lovely? They're not getting frozen stuff. Like, what are we talking about?
To the rest of the world. We don't want to be isolated from everyone else. And I'll just say, Mexico, Canada, and China together accounted for more than 40% of total U.S. imports last year. But more importantly, Canada and Mexico are the top buyers of U.S. exports in more than 72% of all export categories. 72%. We send our stuff over there. So now if there are these tariffs, that's going to cause problems, billions of dollars of problems. And if they in turn return the tariffs, let's say it's you have a coffee store, and you're going to sell a cup of coffee, and your coffee is $5. We know how expensive coffee is, right? Yeah. You sell coffee for $5. Now the coffee beans coming in from Mexico.
How many times can you say coffee without messing up? Coffee. God, girl, okay. Spit it out.
Are now $5 more. You think if I own that shop, I'm going to eat that $5? No. Your cup of coffee just costs $10.
Well,
and that's the deal.
Sonny, when you talk about the interconnectedness, a vehicle made in North America goes across all the borders multiple times until it's actually done. But the part that gets me here is Donald Trump won on the economy and immigration. That's what we keep saying. Those were the two leading things. We talk so much about, well, what happened? Why aren't the price of eggs getting better? This was the other part he promised, which was tariffs. So in some ways, sometimes you get what you voted for, which is the people that voted.
It's been 3 weeks and he's done way more than the Biden administration. Like I said, he's way more transparent. Like what do you want from this man? It's been 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And he's got people bending the knee immediately. He speaks, they cry. Jeez.
For him, he told us this was going to happen. And he won, anyone making under $50,000, he won in spades. Yeah. So people with the least, the people that will feel this the most, Sonny, you speak of your $5, now $10 cup of metaphorical coffee.
What about the eggs?
Well, the eggs. But my point here is that
eggs are so expensive, we're going to have to cut our potatoes.
Everyone is going to feel this. But there's a lot of people, I would argue, at this table who are going to feel it less.
Yeah. Yes.
The people that put him into office and voted for this were warned in bold letters this was what he was going to do, and he's doing it.
I would also.
The tariffs are to put Canada, Mexico, and China in their place. We're not playing. This is not old Sleepy Joe. Trump is not playing with y'all. He's already got the cartel dead in his lock, ready to exterminate them. He's got illegal immigrants in lock. He's got the economy. He's going to make the economy better. It might take this full year, but it's going to get better. That's for sure. Right now, $10 for eggs, for an 18-pack of eggs in Colorado. It hurts my little heart, but hey, I'm going to strive. I make great financial decisions. I'm poor, technically. I'm middle class, probably even lower than middle class. So I already know how it feels to be out here right now, trying to pay for groceries. But just be financially smart. And like what's the face said, Miss Haynes, can't even think of her first name. They're not gonna feel it at that table, so it really don't matter to them. But for us out here, living paycheck to paycheck, yeah, we're gonna feel it. But this is what we voted for, to make the economy better. And we already see Elon over there with the USA ID. Boy, he cracking down on them. They scared. They know that he's about to figure out what all that money been going, and he's about to put them down. They are scared. But all right, till next time, YouTube. This is Big Fish. We're out. Thank you. Peace.